Hi, my name's Alec Beck. Some of you know me as a skateboarder, skate park advocate, general kind of weird hippie advice guy, if you've asked me about some things. Most of you who know me will know what this project is about. If you don't, thanks for... fuck. I mean, this is part of it, right? You know, you put yourself out there sometimes on a project or a trick or something that you want to do and it's important to you, and you try to put your best foot forward, and that's all any of us can do. And so I'm here to share some of my experience and how I've learned about myself and how I've learned about how to grow personally, how to grow in skateboarding, how to take some of the tools that I've learned both from skateboarding and outside of skateboarding and put them together and help to just kind of live the life you want to live. There's a lot of outside pressure out there to tell us how we're supposed to do things, how we're supposed to feel, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to everything. And you know, nobody wants to walk away from living their life with feeling like they've lived somebody else's life. So I'm hoping to present to you some new tools, some new ideas, some new information that might help you feel more yourself. And it took me a long time to feel myself, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm 31 right now. I've been skating for 20 years. I grew up with a heavy case of OCD and anxiety, and I'm a generally happy dude, but obsessive compulsive disorder is the real version of it, as opposed to just being kind of nitpicky, is pretty intense. And I still have little bits here and there, but compared to when I was 14 or 15, when I found myself on the floor of my shower bawling, curled up in a ball, just in tears completely, because I was like a computer program butting up against itself over and over again, and I couldn't find a way out, and it was awful. But that was the impetus for helping me to figure out exactly how to kind of disassociate from myself in a way that was healthy, and understand that there are ways that I can approach my goals, my expectations of myself, how I want to be, from a kind of a systematic standpoint, but it's a lot more fun than that. From just a personal development standpoint, I think growth in life is a lot to do with patterns, and that's why I thought sitting in front of this ramp that we're tearing down right now was the perfect way to start this project. Basically because we built this ramp to be tight and fun. It's 4 foot with a 6 foot radius, super tight, super quick, a lot of fun, but challenging. And we ultimately realized that if we want a ramp in the front of our yard, we want something that we can learn tricks on, something to progress on. And so we set the bar a little bit too high. It's a little bit too challenging. And so we're taking it apart, cutting some things out, dropping it down a little bit so it's a little bit more manageable, so I can be a little bit more inspired and skate it more and progress a little bit more. And so when we do that to ourselves, when we take a look at our goals or our expectations of ourselves, sometimes, or other people's expectations of us, sometimes it's helpful to take a step back, reevaluate, and adjust your goals, adjust your steps, and more importantly, your patterns to make it a little bit easier. You find the path of least resistance, and you find some of these tools and metaphors are prevalent all over in nature. There's some really fascinating shit going on, really, really, really trippy when you get down to it. The fact that my dog can feel the radiation of my heart. There's an electromagnetic radiation from your heart that comes out that affects everybody around you for about a dozen feet. There's really cool stuff out there that helps us to better understand why tools to center ourselves and have a better understanding of our mental patterns can really affect ourselves, our personal growth, and the people around us. So when all is said and done, you might be covered in a little bit of sawdust, you might be a little bit disillusioned. For instance, you know a 2x4 is not actually 2 inches by 4 inches? Ridiculous. So I think it's important to take a step back and look at ourselves every now and then, and I'm hoping to provide some tools that have helped me over the years to feel like a much happier version of myself and a much more me version of myself. So every single one of you is out here for a purpose. Make no mistake, you may be looking around at your life and thinking, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. And the good news is that I think most people are feeling that, but there are lots of tools to help you figure out exactly why you're here and what to do with your time while you're here. So it's an amazing place. We're all very lucky to be here, and I'm lucky to be here talking to you. So thanks for taking a few minutes, and stick around. We got a lot more to come.